Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. So in this video we will revise chapter 6, equations and inequalities. So please open your booklet to page 23 and let us begin. The first question says we have like some written statement that we need to write an equation that to represent it. Then we can solve that equation. 4 times Adria's age plus Baraga's age. Okay, let's take that a step by step. 4 times means something multiplied by 4. So 4 multiplied by Adria's age. We don't know that, Adria's age. I can write A for that or X or anything, okay? Because this A represents the Adria's age, okay? So 4 times means multiplied by 4 plus 7. So we should add 7 to that. So plus 7 is, so this means that all of that is equal to Parag's age, okay? Now Parag is 51, so we know that. So all of that is equal to Parag's age, which is 51. So I will say that is equal to 51. What is Audrey's age? So he's asking me about Audrey's age. So A, that I represented it by A, the letter A. So we need to solve that equation to find Audrey's age. So this is a two-step equation. First, we need to get rid of that 7 because it is added to that term. You see the 7? It is added to that term. So I need to get rid of it. Okay, so 7 is added, so we should do the opposite of adding, which is subtracting. So I will minus 7 from both sides. So I will cross that. So now I have 51 minus 7, that is equal to 44, I guess. Yes, so that is equal to 44 after we subtract. Equals what? Equals that, equals 4a. Okay? Now we have a simpler equation. This equation that we have now is 4a is equal to 44. Now, of course, the 4 is multiplied by 8, so we need to solve that by dividing. We do the opposite or the inverse operation. So I will divide both sides over 4 over 4. So this means the 4 will go with the 4. I just have a. So a equals 44 divided by 4, of course, that is equal to 11. So Audrey's age is equal to 11. So where is 11? It is answer B. So 11 is the correct answer, which is B. Okay, let's do the next question. Laura scored 10 points less than 3 times the number of points that Ross scored. Laura, is it Laura? Laura, yeah, scored 11 points. How many points did Rose actually score? Okay, let's take that step by step. Again, the same idea. Laura, okay, scored 10 points less than something. So 10 points less means we are subtracting 10 from something. So I will say minus 10 from what? Okay, let's see. Less than what? Less than, let's see that. 3 times the number of points that Rose scored. Okay, so 3 times means something multiplied by 3. 3 times what? The number of points that Rose scored. So I can write R for that because this is how much Rose scored. So we need to write that 3R. We minus 10 out of that. Okay, okay. Laura scored 11 points. How many points did Rose scored? Okay, so now all of that we just wrote, 3R minus 10 is equal to what? Is equal to how much Laura scored. Okay, because it says Laura scored 10 points less than 3 times the number of points that Rose scored. So 10 minus or 3R minus 10, all of that is equal to what Laura scored. Okay, so all of that is equal to what, Lord, or actually lower score. Okay, do we know how much lower score? Yeah, he said that lower score 11. So I can take that and say all of that is equal to 11. So I can erase that, equals to 11. So how many points did Rose score? If you can see here, the only unknown thing is R, which is represent how much Rose scored. So we need to solve that equation. Now, of course, I have the 10 subtracted from the 3R, so I need to add it to do the inverse operations to both sides. So I will have 3R equals 11 plus 10, that is equal to 21. Then we have the 3 is multiplied by the R, so I need to divide both sides by 3. So I will get R is equal to 21 divided by 3, that equals to 7. So the correct answer is 7, which is answer F. So F is the correct answer. Okay. Now, what is the solution for each equation? We have equations, we need to solve them. Okay, let's remember how we're used to solve equations. We should apply the inverse operation. Okay, so here, for example, I have 7 plus n equals negative 5. So the variable here is n. So we go to what is next to the variable, which is what, the 7. We don't touch that 5, no. We should come to what is next to the variable and apply the inverse operation on that number. So since I have 7 plus n, so this means the 7 is added, so I need to minus 7 from both sides, the inverse of adding. So this means here I just have n, so I will say n equals. Here you have negative 7, negative 5, so they are the same sign. So same sign, add, you will add. So when you will add 5 plus 7, that is equal to 12. And keep the same sign. Since both of them are negative, you will keep the negative. So the correct answer is negative 12. This is the correct answer, which is A. Then we have 11 is equal to y minus 6. Now the variable is y. What is next to it? You have minus 6. So you should do the inverse operation. You should add plus 6 to both sides. So here you will just have the y equals. Now you will add this. 11 plus 6, that is equal to 17. So the correct answer is positive 17, which is answer I. So I is the answer. Then, number 5. 8 is equal to x plus 1. Your variable here is the x, and you have 1 added to it. So you need to do the inverse operation. So you will minus 1 from both sides. So this means you have x equals, now let's see here, I have 8 minus 1. So 8 minus 1, of course, equals 7. So x is equal to 7, which is B. Okay, then number 6. Here we have t minus 34 equals negative 15. Now your variable is t, so you need to do the opposite operation. So you have minus 34. You will add 34 to both sides. This will go away. So you will just have t is equal to. Now here you have negative 15 plus 34. This means you have different signs. So different signs subtract. Okay, you need to subtract these two numbers. So let's subtract 34 minus 15. I will write them here. Okay, 4 minus 5, we can't do it. We will use the 3. So it's going to be 2. Here 14. 14 minus 5 is equal to, I guess, 9, yes. And 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So the answer is 19. Now 19 is the correct answer here. But is it supposed to be negative or positive? Let's take a look. Here, when different signs subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. You have a negative number, which is negative 15, and a positive number. What is the big number? Of course, the 34 is bigger. So you will take the sign of the bigger number, which is the positive number. So the correct answer is going to be positive 19. So positive 19 is answer G, right? Yes, that one is the correct one. Okay, now let's do number 7. Here we have 69 equals 12D. As you can see here, I have that 12 multiplied by the variable. So to solve such equations, we need to do the inverse operation as always. Since they are multiplied by each other, you need to divide. So I need to divide both sides by 12 like that. So you have D. You need to divide 69 over 12 just using the long division. It's gonna be, I guess, 8. Yes. So try to do it, you will get 8. So D is equal to 8. So this is the solution for that equation. It is C. Okay, then we have question 8. We have 4Z equals 20. Same thing, we have the 4 multiplied by the variable, which is Z. So you need to do the inverse operation. The inverse of multiplying is, of course, dividing. So we need to divide both sides by 4. So Z is equal to 20 divided by 4, that is equal to 5. So the correct answer is G. It is 5. After that, question 9, I have y divided by 5 is equal to negative 2. So if you can see here, your variable is divided over something, okay? So to solve that, we need to do the inverse of dividing. So we need to multiply both sides by what? By that number that is in the same place, in the same side as the variable. So you will multiply both sides by 5, here also by 5. So this means that you will cross it with that. Here you will just have the y left. So y is equal to, here you have these two numbers multiplied by each other. 2 times 5 equals 10. And since you have the negative sign, positive times negative equals negative according to the face. Negative, negative, positive. Okay, so the answer is negative 10. So it's going to be answer D. Alright, after that we have number 10. 7 plus 7 over 9x equals negative 42. So to solve that, we have two steps equation, okay? The variable here is the x. So we know that, if you study, of course you will know that we always start, and when we have two steps equation, first we undo the adding and the subtracting for the equation. Then we undo the multiplying and the dividing, okay? This is the order that we follow when we have equations. So the first thing here your variable, right? You need to undo the adding and the subtracting. And you have 7 added to that. So you need to get rid of that. You need to subtract 7 from both sides, like that. So here you'll cross them. Here you have 7 over 9x equals. Now you have negative 42, negative 7. So you have the same sign, add, keep the same sign. So let's add 42 plus 7, that is equal to 49. And keep the same sign, so all of them are negative, both of them negative, so you'll keep the negative. Okay, now you have 7 over 9x equals negative 49. So to solve that, if you remember, we multiply by the inverse of that fraction. So I will multiply here that by 9 over 7, okay, the inverse. And of course you should do that to both sides, 9 over 7. So now you can cross all of that with all of that. You will just have the x left. So the x is equal to that amount. Okay? You will multiply the 49 by 9 and you will divide that over 7. But if you can see here, we can make things easier. You know that the 49 is equal to 7 times 7, right? So this means that you can cross one of these 7s with the 7 that you have it down here. So this means that you just have left what? You just have the 7 multiplied by the 9, or only this. Okay? So 7 times 9, 7 times 9 is equal to, I guess, 63, right? Yes, it's going to be equal to 63. Now, focus that here we have a negative sign. And you have negative multiplied by positive. Negative times positive is negative. So the correct answer is negative 63, which is answer F. Okay, question 11, we have 3 over 5 x equals 18. So of course to solve that we need to multiply by the inverse of that fraction. So you will multiply by 5 over 3 to both sides. 5 over 3. You can cross that with that. So here you just have x is equal to. Now you need to multiply the 18 by 5, then you divide that over 3. But you can also make things easier if you write the 18 here. Instead of 18, I will say it is equal to 3 times 6, right? Because when you multiply 3 times 6, you will get 18. Now you can cross one of these 3's, this 3 actually, with this one. So you just have what? You just have the 5 multiplied by 6. And 5 times 6 is equal to 30. So the answer x is equal to 30. So this is the correct answer, C. Okay. Let's do number 12 now. 1 over 3a is equal to 7 over 9. Now again, because you have the variable is multiplied by a fraction, you need to multiply it by the inverse. So you will multiply both sides by 3 over 1 by 3 over 1. Okay, now you can cross these with these. You just have the a left equals. Now you need to multiply 7 by 3, then divide that over the 9. Or you can do things easier, since the 9 itself is equal to 3 times 3, right? So you can cross this 3 up here with one of these 3's. So it's like you just have what? You just have the 7 up here. Okay, and down you have the 3 times 1. Of course, 7, I will write it here. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. So the correct answer is 7 over 3. Okay, now can we write that in a simpler way? Yes, because this is an improper fraction, because the number up here is bigger than the number down here. So I can write that as a mixed number. How? We will cut this 7 into parts. How? I will show you. It's going to be 3 over 3 plus 3 over 3. Now plus the 3 with the 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. And here you have 7, so you will say 1 over 3. Okay? Now when you add these 3 fractions, you will get that 7 over 3. Now any number when you have it up and down the same, that is equal to 1, a whole number 1. Here also 3 over 3, that is another 1, so this is a whole number 1. And you just have that fraction. So the whole number 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. This is a whole number 2. And that fraction, which is 1 over 3. So 2 and 1 over 3, like 2 and a third, is the correct answer for that question, which is of course answer F. Now, question 13. 4x plus 1 equals negative 15. Here you have a two steps equation. So to solve that, you need to first undo the addition and subtraction. So you need to minus the 1 from both sides here, because it is added, you will minus the 1. So here you just have 4x equals 2. Negative 15 minus 1, these are same sign. So same sign add, you will get 16. Keep the same sign, so we will keep the negative. Then we need to divide both sides by 4 to get rid of it. So here we have x is equal to negative 16 divided by 4, that is equal to 4, and negative divided by positive is equal to negative, according to that face. So the correct answer is negative 4, which is answer B. Okay, then we have question 14. We have 6x plus 9 equals 7x minus 5. Okay, here if you can see, we have the variable in two sides. So this means I need to keep the variable only in one side. Okay, so I will subtract the 6x from both sides, so I can keep it only in one side. Okay, I subtract the term, like the smaller term, which is 6, because 6 is less than the 7. So I will cross that. This means here we just have the 9 left. So I will say 9 is equal to, okay, let's see this side. You have 7x minus 6x. It's like 7 minus 6 is equal to 1x, right? So I will just write 1. Of course, minus 5, don't forget that. Now here you have only one variable. So it is minus 5, so there is 5 subtracted out of it. You need to add 5 to both sides, like the inverse operation, just like we do with regular equations. So here we just have x is equal to 9 plus 5 equals 14. So the correct answer is 14, which is answer, did we miss something? No, actually we're good. Yes, we're good. So I guess, yeah, the correct answer is positive 14. Yes, so it is gonna be number F, not H. We need to fix that. Okay, let's do the next question. Here we have negative 0.4 multiplied by x plus 3, that is equal to 4. So to solve this equation, we need to first get rid of that variable that the number that is, we have it out here. So we need to divide both sides by the negative 0.4 to both sides. Okay, so here we will get x plus 3 is equal to, now you have 4 divided by 0.4. Now this might be a little bit hard to do it by hand, but the answer is equal to 10. Don't worry, in the exams, inshallah, we're not getting any hard questions like this. Okay, the answer is 10, and it's going to be negative because you have positive divided by negative is equal to negative. Now you have x plus 3, so you need to do the inverse operation. So you will minus 3 from both sides, so you will get x is equal to negative 13, because you have same sign, so same sign add, keep the same sign. So negative 13 is the correct answer, So it's gonna be number A.